Welcome to the beverage.
Wasn't that a beautiful piece of crap you just made?
It was. It was the biggest piece of crap I've ever made, and I liked it.
Good.
I put it in my butt.
Well, we have an intro now.
We're big time. Finally making money.
Are we?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, good. So Marcus, welcome to the Beverage Podcast, blah, blah, blah. We talk about stuff.
And things.
Marcus, what'd you do this week?
Not a whole lot. It's been a really boring week, but I did play a fair amount of Mario Kart 8, which was great.
That's good.
Yeah.
Did you own it, or were you over at your friend's house?
No, we were over at Trey's house, and he also sent this great link of like the top 5 best and worst items in Mario Kart. It was really good. Yeah.
What are they? What's the best one?
Well, they said the best one was the Bullet Bill, which I completely agree
That's
with.
good.
Yeah. Awesome. It had like a bunch of like 6 or 8 inch Predators and stuff like that.
My friend had a Predator that was made of like parts. I'm not sure if it was bike parts, but
It was awesome. But it was also like $1,000.
so you bought it.
I
It's in
should
your
have.
front room. It scared the heck out of me when I came in.
It's amazing in there. But yeah, that was really cool. How about you, Tuck?
Well, my birthday was on Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
The previous
Celebration
Saturday.
sounds!
The 15th, Tucker Day.
Tucker Day.
My friend got me Batman Dark City,
Mm-hmm.
which is it's an older one. It's a Riddler story. The first 3 issues are a Riddler story, and then the last few are like not. I haven't gotten into it. They're just normal stories.
Mm-hmm.
They kind of deal with magic-y things. And it's interesting. It's a different Batman because he's like joking around with Alfred, and like it's like not that as dark and gritty as he is.
Like
But
Adam West Batman?
No, not quite there. But he's wearing like he's got his chest thing's the yellow circle, and he's got blue parts instead of like the black.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure what era it is. It might be 90s, 80s. It's good. I listened to the Kingdom Come audio drama.
Yeah?
Have you listened to that?
Uh-uh.
Jerry, I guess he gave it to me on CD, and I was looking through my drawers, and I found it, and I was like, oh, I needed things to listen to, so I just listened to that Fantastic Four podcast, and it's not very good. I'm really just listening to it to learn more about the Fantastic Four. And so I listened to that, and it's good.
Cool.
I like Kingdom Come a lot. I'm going to talk about it more later, but
Awesome. Yeah, I love the story, the book, and everything. It's great.
and I've just started playing WoW.
Yeah, how's that?
It's all right. I'm playing with my friend. She lives in Canada. I met her on Tumblr, so we just play. And she plays a lot, and she says that the first few levels are just like grinding, like
Yeah.
leveling up. So
Like
yeah.
the South Park kids?
Yeah. So it's just that. It's fun, but it's not like super fun. She links me to a site that's like your rotation for your spells, which is like the order you're supposed to cast them for like maximum damage. It's just like so much stuff, and I'm just like, if this was a game, I thought I was supposed to be having fun, not back in school reading all this garbage. I have like this Minotaur shaman who I named him Hornithor. And I have an orc warrior named Melbourne. So
I like
I'm
it.
having fun. It's just a trial. I'll probably end up getting it, but
I've always been afraid to start World of Warcraft because I figured if I started it, I would end up loving it, and it would just consume my entire life, like every day.
mm-hmm. I don't play it during the day. I just play it at night for a few hours. So
Naked.
I'm always naked. I'm naked right now.
Oh, you're right. I just opened my eyes.
All right, let's get into this crap. Just some quick stuff. Yvonne Craig, did you hear about that? Died. She was a Batwoman.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
On Batgirl on the Adam West show.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm pretty sure she was the first female superhero on TV.
Huh. Like, even before Wonder Woman? The Wonder Woman
Pretty
TV
sure.
show?
It's what the article I was reading was talking like came before her. Which was interesting.
Very cool.
Yep, she was 78 years old. Then that Route 29 Batman died too.
Yeah, I saw something about that. Did he get hit by a car or something, or did he just die? I didn't read the whole
His car
article.
broke down in the lane, and he was trying to fix it, and then a car came over. I guess, well, in my mind, it like came over a hill or didn't see him, and then it hit the car, and that hit him, and he died.
Oh, that stinks.
Yeah, that's sad.
Mm-hmm.
There's some bummer news for you.
Bummer news on
Let's
on
get
the
into
beverage.
something that's not sad.
This is a depressing fifth episode of the beverage.
The fun's over, folks. Episodes 5 through infinity are all going to be super sad.
We're pretty much just turning into Fox News for comic books.
Fox News. Why is Wolverine so... Wait, no, they wouldn't talk about people who are racist. They'd be like, we love Wolverine because he's racist.
They're Canadian. He's a racist. He's my favorite.
Wolverine's Canadian? Does he hate America? There's your Fox News. Comic book Fox News. Norman Osborn's a hero.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's talk about Civil War. I got some Civil War news. Last week we didn't get to talk about it, but what sides people are going to be on leaked.
Uh-huh.
And the Civil War sides, according to HH's source, which is, I just pulled this quote, I just copy and pasted it. Captain America will be fighting alongside Hawkeye, Falcon, Scarlet Witch, Ant-Man, and Winter Soldier. And Iron Man will have the Vision, Spider-Man, Black Widow, and War Machine. And Black Panther will be neutral.
I feel like that's kind of bogus that he gets the Vision.
Yeah.
That's...
I mean, who does Captain America have that can stand up to the Vision? Maybe Scarlet Witch.
Yeah, but...
I kind of like that they're on opposite sides, because he's like order and she's like chaos, so they're on opposite sides. I was surprised Scarlet Witch was on Iron Man's side, though. Or not Scarlet, Black Widow.
Yeah, me too. Because isn't Hawkeye on Captain America's side?
Mm-hmm.
So they're like besties.
My first idea is that she's a spy, so she's spying for Cap.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, because that didn't make a whole lot of sense. I had to read it like 2 or 3 times. Like, wait a minute. They're like, why would they split up like that? Come on. But yeah, that would make sense. She's like doing
Who knows?
covert ops.
Okay. So, and D23 was this past week, which is like Disney goes through, like every 2 years, they go through all their properties and announce what they're doing with them. There was some stuff about Doctor Strange, but I don't think it might have been test footage.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. It wasn't much.
Yeah.
And they rolled some footage for Civil War, and I have a description, which I will read right now.
Da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
The footage opens up with Captain America, Black Widow, and the Falcon dealing with Crossbones as the villain attempts to blow up a truck. During the fight, Crossbone tosses a magnetic explosive at Cap's shield, and the hero throws it into the air so that the explosion avoids the crowd. Crossbone removes its mask and reveals his scarred face, turning to Cap and saying, "He remembered you. You know, your pal Bucky." The footage then cuts to the scene from the credits of Ant-Man, where Cap and Falcon are talking to Bucky. Bucky tells Cap that he remembers his mom's name was Sarah, and that he used to stuff newspapers in his shoes. Cap smiles, knowing that some trace of his old friend is still in there. We then see General Ross, William Hurt, reprise his role from Edward Norton's Incredible Hulk, telling Cap how the country owes him an impossible debt, but that for some he's not a hero now, but a vigilante. Cut to shots of Cap and Tony Stark talking about what comes next. Tony talks about how they're operating with oversight, so how does that make them different from villains? Oh, wait, did I read that right? Tony talks about how they're operating with oversight, so how does that make them different from villains? Does that sound right?
Yeah, more or less.
Operating with oversight? I thought operating without oversight would make them villains. I don't know. Dead air, that's what you love on podcasts. That's what this is about to you. Protection. It says protection with a question mark. Says Cat. While continuing to argue Iron Man, not for. Dyslexic. Iron Man tells Cap, sometimes I want to punch you in your perfect teeth. But it generals into quick shots of the heroes delivering some pretty great lines. In this job, you try, save everybody you can. Sometimes that doesn't mean everybody. Says a stoic Captain America. We see a quick shot of Black Panther, but no sign of Spider-Man. Black Widow and Hawkeye caught on opposite sides of Civil War are about to fight. Are we still friends? We're still friends, right? Black Widow asks. Depends on how hard you hit me. Hawkeye replies. The footage ended with Hawkeye opening a van, revealing Paul Rudd's Ant-Man. He's absolutely starstruck by Captain America. He's shaking his as he meets him and fumbles the greeting. You know a lot of super people, so thanks for thinking of me. So what'd you think of that?
I haven't
Just
seen
the
it.
description.
Yeah, I haven't seen it yet. The description sounds pretty cool.
I've heard we're not gonna see anything till like Christmas for like Star Wars, so they might put it in front of Star Wars.
That'd be cool.
So maybe. I think it looks fun. I like the bit. I like that General Ross is back.
Yeah.
I think people forget that the Edward Norton Hulk is part of the cinematic universe.
Yeah.
And it's not a terrible movie.
No, it was pretty good. I thought it was far better than the Ang Lee Hulk that doesn't exist anymore.
Right. I don't think that's part of it.
No.
It was made by Fox, wasn't it? Or do you know?
I don't remember. I tried to put that movie so far out of my mind, I don't even really remember anymore.
You don't like giant gamma radiated poodles?
No. Not that way. Like, they did it terribly.
What way do you like them?
Different.
Different. Ladies.
Well,
Do you think Red Hulk's going to show up?
we can only hope. Maybe if it was Ang Lee directing, we'd have all the Hulks, different colors, different.
Because General Ross, spoiler alert, is the Red Hulk, if you didn't know.
Maybe.
I've heard that the Hulk is in this one. But he's not on any of these side lists, so maybe he'll show up at the end.
Yeah.
Maybe that's who they're going after. Maybe that's what incites Civil Wars, because he did all that stuff in Age of Ultron where he destroyed Africa. They were in Africa.
Yeah.
So they're like, we have to watch these guys.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe they're going after the Hulk, which is just a terrible idea.
It is. I mean, that'd probably be a better way to go about it in the movies than the way that they actually did it in the comics itself.
I'm not sure they'll do it like that.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be that Crossbones, they're going to try and stop Crossbones, and he's going to blow somebody up. Which is where Cap is like, in this job, you try to save everybody you can. So it's like he fails saving some bystanders, and then everybody's like, Registration Act.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, everybody jumps to the non-logical conclusion that makes them feel good for the time. Yeah. It's pretty much like real life.
Yeah.
Fox News, we report, you decide on comic books.
That's what it sounds like when I kiss someone.
That sounds awesome. That's what it sounds like when I kiss a squirrel.
I don't have much else. You have anything to add before we move on?
No.
Okay. Going down. X-Men news. Let's go into Batman.
Batman
versus Who was that? I don't know. They're out here now. The rumor is that Jared Leto's Joker isn't the original Joker. Did you read that?
That seems really cool if that's maybe what's happening. I kind of like that.
The rumor is that Jared Leto's Joker is actually Jason Todd.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's like on the suit that's in the trailer, there's two like holes they're circled, and then on Jared Leto, there's similar wounds on him.
Right, on his shoulders, yeah.
And there's also the J on his face.
Mm-hmm.
In some interpretations, the Joker gives him that.
Very interesting.
There's also like a Robin tattoo on his arm.
Yeah.
So he could be Jason Todd. Who knows?
That could be really cool. That could be a really cool way to justify a different Joker as well. Like if you were gonna, instead of making the Joker like he always is, he obviously looks different in this and seems like he acts a lot different than any other Joker. So it could be cool to say that Jason Todd didn't die somehow and he lost his mind and just, hates Batman or something and became a Joker. That could be really cool.
Or that's why Batman's not Batman anymore. Is that he killed the Joker, the original Joker, and then Jason went crazy, and now he became the new Joker.
True. Maybe the Joker slipped him some laughing gas, and it's taken a bunch of time for him to turn into the Joker, and so he just finally lost his mind.
Or instead of just hitting with a crowbar, he just tortured him.
True.
Drove him crazy.
Repressed memories. Then Mark Hamill swoops in as Batman.
Mark Hamill's Batman? He's got a green
lightsaber. But it's shaped like a bat at the end. It's like an axe saber, sort of.
I thought the cross hilt was like a bat.
Yeah.
Cross guard.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Interesting.
Oh.
There's also some stuff about Zod is in it. His dead body's in it. But
Really?
That's actually him. That they're using instead of a stunt double or CGI. He's actually on set, just laying there dead. So maybe he has more of a role in it than that. Maybe they clone him.
Interesting.
Make a Bizarro.
Yeah.
We still don't know who they're fighting.
Yeah. Because it just seems like it's going to be Batman and Superman ticked off at each other. But surely there's Lex Luthor's obviously in there. But is it going to be like a Lex Luthor origin story, more or less, where they're just showing him he's not even really a villain yet type thing?
I think he's going to be like the manipulator. He's manipulating them.
I could see that.
Because we know that scene where Wonder Woman gets knocked back and Superman's flying and using his heat vision. Some people are saying that's the big fight at the end, and they're actually fighting someone. I heard rumors maybe Doomsday, maybe it's Bizarro.
That'd be crazy if it was Doomsday already, and maybe Batman or Superman already dies, in his second movie.
That would be crazy. I'd hate that.
Yeah. And we all know they return eventually, but then they could do a Superman Returns.
Get out. No, I would not like that, because usually in movies they stay dead.
Yeah. Yeah, and they're obviously gearing up for the whole Justice League thing, which is pretty obvious, but I hope that's really cool. DC really needs to help themselves out with some movies.
Yeah.
Bad.
Because they got Suicide Squad.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't heard much else. I know what their whole list of things are.
Mm-hmm.
Which is gonna... I'm very worried that they're gonna burn out everyone on superhero movies. Because when you look at all these movies, it's this is a lot. This is 4 superhero movies every year for the next 10 years or something.
Yeah.
And I think it was July of 2017 has a superhero movie every week.
That's ridiculous.
It was Black Panther, Aquaman, that unnamed Spider-Man sequel, but that might change.
Jeez.
Something else. And it's just might have been a Fantastic Four 2 or something.
Oh gosh. It's sad that they're already thinking about a second one.
They were planning a second one before this last one came out.
It just looks so bad.
Yeah. Have you seen it yet?
No.
Is
Fantastic Four out?
It's out. Don't see it. I talked about it last week. Didn't you listen to last week's episode?
Dude,
podcast?
I haven't had time to listen to anything yet.
Yeah, I talk about it at length
Okay.
with Kyle Samuelson.
Kyle.
Last week, check out The Beverage, episode 4, which is
four.
the fantastic episode 4, featuring special guest Kyle Samuelson. Let's roll a clip. I'm not going to edit this. I never edit this. I don't edit this.
That was the real going.
I'm Kyle Samuelson.
Ah!
Oh, what are you doing? Get that gun out of here. Ah!
Hey, Kyle.
And then he shot me.
Must
I've been
be
in
my
a
birthday.
coma for a week.
Yeah, welcome back. I'm glad you
Thank you.
took care of things while you were out. I'm
Still in my
impressed.
hospital gown with my IV bag. They didn't say I could leave. I just left.
Yeah. That's what you do. You're an adult. It's a free country.
Right. I don't care if my stitches have broken and I'm bleeding everywhere. Sorry about your carpet.
It's all right. That's why we got a rabbit. He'll clean it up.
Your rabbit loves blood.
I've trained him well. We actually give him blood instead of carrots. So yeah, I have not seen the Fantastic Four movie, but it looks really bad.
If
And
you're
then
gonna see it, break into a person's house and steal it.
well,
Then
and
watch it. Then destroy it.
and
'Cause
kill,
that person shouldn't have it
them,
anyway.
kill them for buying it.
Then kill them for buying it.
Yeah. Because even like, I don't even remember what, it was like Burger King or something like that, where they've got like a special thing burger or something. And he looks.
Is it just rocks?
I think so. He looks really dumb in it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The Fantastic Four is dead to me in every way.
I don't know about that.
I mean, I'll use them in video games if they're cool, but
I still say that characters aren't bad, writers are bad.
yeah, I agree with that.
I started reading the Ultimate Fantastic Four, and it's pretty fun.
Almost all the Ultimate stuff is really good.
Because when they started out like all their best writers were just like writing,
Yeah.
and then they're like, they didn't know what to do because like the normal Marvel line sort of turned into the Ultimate line in tone. So it's like, what do we do with the Ultimate line now?
Yeah.
Let's just kill everybody in it. And they tried to kill everyone in it like 3 times. And then finally they destroyed it with Civil War, but they put, now Miles Morales is going to be in like the main universe now.
Mm-hmm.
So that's fun at least.
Yeah, that's awesome.
What were we even talking about?
Batman?
Batman.
Batman. I'm Batman.
So, Batman vs. Superman. I was listening to this interview with a screenwriter named Max Landis. Have you heard of him?
No.
He wrote Chronicle.
Okay.
Did you see Chronicle?
No.
You wrote the new movie's coming out today. It's Friday. We're recording on Friday. Called American Ultra. It's with that one. If you've seen a trailer, it's with Jesse Eisenberg and Kristen Stewart, and they are.
Oh yeah.
And he's like a Jason Bourne type secret spy.
Mhm.
He wrote that. I'm gonna go see that later.
Very cool.
And he's a big nerd. He writes. He did a bunch of YouTube videos about the death and he did some on the death and return of Superman.
Mm-hmm.
And he got all like his famous actor friends to be in it, like Elijah Wood's in it, and all these people and all these models and stuff. And it's just like them talking, but he's like talking. He's telling the story, but they're like lipping to what he's saying. They're in like terrible costumes. He's saying how like the death and return of Superman is such a terrible story.
Mm-hmm.
And he did one for Nightfall, where Batman breaks his back, and he did one for Triple H. It's called Wrestling Isn't Wrestling. And that's really good. He talks about like wrestling as like a storytelling device.
Uh-huh. Time to play the game.
Yep, it's really good. So he does stuff like that, and he does all sorts of pitches for movies because he's a screenwriter
Mm-hmm.
that are really good. But yeah, he was saying that he's writing a Superman comic coming out in November called American Alien, and what his take on Superman is how like Superman, Clark. Some people see Superman as like Superman is the guy, not Clark Kent. Superman is like who Superman really is, but he sees Superman as Clark Kent. Clark Kent is isn't Superman. Superman is Clark Kent.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought that was really interesting because most people don't write him like that.
Right.
It's like, because treating Superman as Clark Kent is more interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Because Clark Kent has flaws. Clark Kent is a real guy with friends and a job and a family and all this stuff.
Right.
And he said, he was like, when you forget that he has a job and he has friends and he has a girlfriend and he has a family, that's when Superman gets boring.
Right.
When you make Superman perfect, that's when he gets boring.
That's probably why the more I read comics, the more I get away from Superman because of that. It seems like he should be perfect, like he's a perfect Boy Scout, but yet he's always struggling to beat these people that he's way stronger than and everything. And it makes sense if you throw like the Clark Kent side into it, thinking as a human. But
he was also saying that when you give Superman an unstoppable threat like Doomsday or something like that, that's when he gets boring.
mm-hmm.
He's also saying that Superman shouldn't have more than 5 powers at any time. But like when you give him these crazy over-the-top powers, that's when he gets boring. Like you should always just have those 5.
Mm-hmm.
And what else was he saying? He shouldn't be super smart. He shouldn't be a super genius.
Yeah, I agree with that.
He should just be like a guy from Kansas.
Right.
Be the link.
Yeah, that's how he grew up. So
Yeah.
just because you're from Krypton doesn't mean you have the knowledge of Krypton, for crying out loud.
So that was an interesting take. And I'm excited to read his new book. It's going to be like, he described it as like, if you sat down with Superman at a bar, these are the stories he'd tell, and they take place from 9 to 29.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm excited to read it. I hope they're good.
Yeah,
He wrote this one story that was like Batman or the Joker comes to Metropolis and like Superman has to deal with him,
and
that was a really good story.
Very cool. I really hope they do something where he gets upset and has to turn back time and fly around the world backwards until it rotates backwards. It takes back time.
Well, actually, he doesn't rotate the Earth. It's a visual representation that he's time traveling.
Oh.
So he's flying so fast that he's going back in time. He's not rotating the Earth backwards.
Either way. If I could turn back time.
Okay. So, after that, I'll ask you, what makes a good Superman story? What Superman to you is Clark Kent Superman or Superman Clark Kent?
Well, thinking about it, I feel like the uninteresting Superman to me is where Superman is Superman, and Clark Kent is Superman. But if thinking about it, like it makes it way more interesting to me, and it's a cooler Superman when you think that Superman is Clark Kent. Like Clark Kent is Clark Kent, and when he's Superman, he's still Clark Kent. He just throws on a suit and he goes and does his thing. Because, like you said, it makes him more human, if you will. Makes it more interesting because there's just a lot more story to that than
Superman's story is like he's a god trying to be a man. And when you just say, well, he's just a god.
Right. Yeah.
He's a man trying to deal with having unlimited power.
Right. He's like a man trying to be God almost, and dealing with that is far more interesting than just Superman as a god being a god and doing whatever. Yeah. I feel like that's cool. Now, did you say that this guy actually wrote a comic where Joker comes to
he wrote
Metropolis and then he has to deal with it? That sounds kind of neat.
I don't know if I have it digitally or if I bought it, but I have it somewhere.
Yeah.
If I find it, I'll throw it in that bag that I keep forgetting to bring to you. He wrote a lot of videos about Superman because Superman's one of his favorite characters. You can tell because he just starts screaming because he's so passionate about it and he gets so mad that they aren't doing it right. I'll have to show you his YouTube channel. That's really funny. They're really good. They're not just funny. They're really well thought out.
Yeah. Cool.
He was also saying that Superman should be like a small town cop, but not racist. Because Superman, it's okay. He says it's okay for Superman to kill somebody, but like when someone pulls a gun on a cop,
Mm-hmm.
but the equivalent of someone pulling a gun on Superman is a pretty big deal.
Yeah.
So you'd have to be like Zod or someone,
Mm-hmm.
or Galactus, or
Right.
so yeah.
Yeah, when you meet that unstoppable person that's just going to destroy everybody no matter what, and you kind of have to either put an end to it or put them in a cell until they break out, kill a bunch of people, put them back in the cell. And granted, that's better for comic book sales, but when you've actually got them breaking out. But that eventually gets old. Like everybody coming back to life, too, that eventually gets old. So, yeah.
Yeah. That's a good segue into this. I watched 2 interviews with him this week, and he was talking in one about how modern trends in comics have become what will make people talk about this instead of telling a good story. Like Kamala Khan is like a Pakistani fangirl teenage Miss Marvel, and he's like, that's like a hashtag.
Yeah.
Something that you would like see on Twitter. And it's just like something for people to talk about. Like, the Falcon is Captain America now. So why can't Falcon why does he have to be Captain America? Why can't he just lead the Avengers?
Mm-hmm.
Or like, why is Thor a woman now? Just because? Or just because it's something people will talk about?
Right. Yeah.
So what do you think are the modern trends in comics of making stories that make people talk instead of making good stories?
I feel like that's stupid, and I feel like it's catering to dumb people as well. Mm-hmm. Like, I feel like a good story should sell itself and make people talk about it. Mm-hmm. Like the good stuff that people have always talked about is like Watchmen or V for Vendetta or Kingdom Come or whatever, and it's not because they did something crazy that you should talk about. It's because they wrote an amazing book, an amazing story, and it makes people talk about it because it's good, because it blew your mind and it made you sit back and think about, wow, that's really cool. How did I never think of that? Type thing. It's just, to me, it's just a knee-jerk reaction type thing. It's not selling something good. It's just selling something to sell it. And if you want to make Thor a woman and you do it in a cool way, and whatever, that's cool. Or if you want to make Falcon Captain America or something like that, if you can make a good story, maybe, Or the same thing with Thor, if you're doing it because it makes a cool transition and it can be a really neat story, then go for it. But like you said, usually it's just kind of a shock type thing, and I'm not sold on that.
Right.
I feel like it kind of ruins why I like comic books and ruins the whole storytelling aspect.
Mm-hmm. Like, from what I've seen of Captain America, it's like, doesn't seem like that it's okay. Rick Remender was writing it, and he only got like 1 arc into it before Secret War, and they had to like reboot everything.
Yeah.
Which is another thing I'm really freaking tired of. And it was an okay arc. He wasn't fighting like new villains just for him. It was like Baron Zemo, and it was just some idea if you could replace Captain America in the arc and it wouldn't matter.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's like, I get trying to put more diverse characters into stuff like that. But if you're gonna do it well. Don't do it just to say, oh, we put another guy. Like I feel Green Lantern did a pretty good job with like Simon Baz or whatever his name was, however you say his last name, like bringing in Arabic Green Lantern or whatever. That was cool. It doesn't matter what, that he was Arabic or whatever, like they wrote him into the story really well and his story fit. So it wasn't like you're just throwing somebody in there just to have it, to make to make it sell.
Is he even in the book anymore?
I haven't made it that far yet. I haven't, after like those were the last couple Green Lanterns that I bought, so I'm still, I can't answer that yet.
Because you had that one. I didn't know if he was in that.
Yeah.
I haven't heard anything about him. He was on Justice League of America for a while, but he didn't really do much. He's like a background character.
Yeah. I don't remember him being in there at all. He may have been brought up, but
I really hate when it's just like, here's this new character, and then it's like he doesn't do anything.
Yeah, and he was really cool. Like, they were shaping him up to be like equal level of like Hal Jordan with the willpower and everything. But now he's just gone, and I haven't heard a reason for it unless they put him into like the Green Lantern Corps comics, which I haven't read at all since then or whatever. So I don't know.
Who knows?
Freaking writers.
I really don't. Another thing is like all this restarting at #1 stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's
I
just
agree.
like, because they have to like start a new story each time they start at #1. It's like they used to have like stories that went on for a while.
Yeah, that's what's cool.
And, like,
You've got this great story that stretches out so long, and it's a really good story throughout it, and you've got a whole lot of continuity to build on, and now, yeah.
and now it's like every year or two they reboot it. This is like the third time they're starting everything over at #1. And I'm tired of it. I mean, you don't have to do that.
Mm-hmm.
You can just be like, this is a good jumping on point. Still call it all new, all different Marvel. But just put like story titles. Like, whatever. The Big Booty Bandit Part 1 of however. And people will know if they're picking up one that says Part 3, oh, I gotta find Part 1.
Yeah.
Else I won't know what the heck's going on.
Mm-hmm.
Or every Marvel comic, when you open the first page, is like, this is what's been happening.
Yeah.
So why do we have to keep starting over at #1 and people just don't want to read the first freaking page of a book?
Yeah. I think we're just catering to idiots now. People are
I mean,
dumb.
I can understand because they're starting putting new books there that are #1s.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said 2 weeks ago, Mark Waid had a run. They did, like, I think it was where they did all new, and he started his run over #1 again. And it's like the same story, but in two different parts, and I'm just so stupid.
Yeah.
And when news outlets announce that a character's gonna die, like a while back they were talking about
What?
the death of Captain America, and they talk about it on the freaking news. Who cares? He's back. We have another Captain America now. And how Bucky's going to be Cap. How long was Bucky Cap? Like a year?
Yeah, maybe.
And what did he do during his time?
Nothing?
I don't know. He was on the Avengers and he didn't do jack on that. I didn't read him in Captain America, so I can't talk about that. But who cares if Captain America's dead? He's going to be back in 6 months.
Right.
Who cares if the Human Torch is dead? He's going to be back. He was back in 6 months. Wolverine's dead. You got a Wolverine movie coming out. He'll be back by then.
Wait, how did Wolverine die?
Well, his healing factor got taken away. And then he got covered in adamantium and got turned into a statue.
Oh, how did that happen? How did I miss this?
It was a whole mini-series called The Death of Wolverine.
Oh. Recently?
I think it was last summer.
Man.
Or no, it was in the fall. So I went and saw my brother, and I was picking up an issue when I was in Chicago.
Oh.
But it's good. Steve McNiven drew it, same guy who did Civil War.
Awesome.
Charles Soule wrote it. He's a really good writer.
It was actually a good storyline, too, when they killed him off. Very cool. I'll have to look into that. The Death of Wolverine. Note.
I have it. You want me to put it in my bag? I'm just going to keep putting stuff in my bag.
You should. That should be what our
Never
show
bring it to
consists
you.
of. We've got this gigantic bag that's the size of a human, and it's full of comics for you, but I'm never going to bring it. Never gonna bring it.
Never, ever.
You have to bring it in on a dolly. Like the Dalai Lama.
The Dalai Lama. Okay. One more topic.
Pew, pew.
I think we might make it. I was really worried because I didn't have that many topics.
You're a hot topic.
I am. You can buy me at Hot Topic on sale now.
Advertisement plug. We just got paid
We are
$1,000.
sponsored. How much did you get that? About $8. $8 doll hairs?
Doll hairs. I get paid.
Well, they're not. It costs something.
It puts lotion on the
Did
skin.
you see that 30 Rock? Have you ever seen 30 Rock?
I've seen some of it.
There's one where.
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 Some of it.